Hello everyone. I guess am I audible to all of you? मेरी आवाज़ सबको आ रही है? प्लीज़ मैं एक बार चेक कर लेता हूँ am I audible or not? और प्लीज़ एवरीवन you guys should say that मेरी आवाज़ सही से आ रही है कि नहीं? और प्लीज़ एवरीवन you guys should say that मेरी आवाज़ सही से आ रही है कि नहीं? Fine, I think. Okay, so let me just check that whether okay. So guys start करते हैं हम लोग सेशन आज का, ठीक है? तो जस्ट थोड़ा सा वेट करिए, स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ एक्चुअली. Okay. So basically, guys, today we are dealing with what you would say that today we are, today we are discussing basically games and tournament. As all of you know that we have discussed like a lot of questions on foundation of maths. We have discussed a lot of questions on foundation of maths, even though I've covered each and every part from the basics. So I thought to start something very important for the mains content. Okay. The purpose of this is to make you aware that what kind of content are important for examination, because some of you are, I would suppose that some of you are not getting the uh, means level of DI to practice with. So that's why I came up to games and tournament. Now, again, I would say that such kind of question is being asked in SBI. Okay, this kind of question has been asked in SBI PO. I would say sometime I would also say IBPS also. But the point is, today we'll understand that what basically this topic is. And then I'll give you the homework and you will just give me the answer in the comment section. I hope you guys are getting my point, okay? Now let us start and let us understand that what is games and tournament is. I'll share you the PDF also. Do not worry about the PDF, everyone. So when I start basically saying that we are studying today games and tournament, the point is that we have two kinds of tournament, everyone, with respect to the DI purpose. Okay, वैसे तो बहुत सारे टूर्नामेंट्स होते हैं, बट DI पर्पस के लिए इफ आई टॉक अबाउट DI पर्पस, द tournament is of basically two types. One is knockout tournament. Okay, knockout tournament. First, try and understand that what is knockout tournament is. Knockout, I would say, tournament. Okay. Now, second, I would say, second is round robin tournament. Okay. Second, I would say is a round robin tournament. Okay. So these are basically a two different kind of a tournament, but your examination or banking examination doesn't ask question from round robin tournament. They don't ask question from. This is a very higher level of topic. Although say this is also easy, but this haven't been asked yet. Okay. They have only asked about knockout tournament. Now, I hope that all of you know that what is this knockout means. Knockout means firstly, everyone, when you lose the game, when you lost the game, when you lose the game, you're out of the tournament. When you lost, you are out. You are out basically. Okay, so you're not getting a second chance to play. For example, you have seen WWE knockout match. Means if you are like if you lost, you will be out of the tournament. So basically this is the concept of knockout tournament. If in each and every tournament, if you'll see, the rule is that if you lose, you are out of the tournament. That tournament is basically knockout tournament. Sorry. Sorry. I hope, am I audible? No? Am I audible? Yes or no? Am I audible now? It's fine now? अभी तो अभी तो ठीक है चलो I guess जिनको मेरी आवाज आ रही है everyone, if you guys are seeing that, am I audible, please confirm. So as I said, in any of the game, if you lose the tournament, you're out of the tournament. If you lose the match, now in any game, right, if you find it in any game, in any game, in any game, when you lose the match, or you can lost, or you can say lose the match, you are out of the tournament, your match, then you are out of the tournament. Always remember, tournament. And basically this kind of tournament, and this is known as knockout tournament. What is known as knockout tournament? This is basically a definition. Okay, again I am saying you will not get such kind of definition anywhere in the book or in any of the classes, so please note it down. In any game, when you lost or lose the match, then you are out of the tournament. This is called knockout tournament. Okay, for the purpose of DI, if I talk about, no sir, let me study with the purpose of DI. So guys, before starting the concept, you should understand the concept of this. First concept is, always the player should be in the format of 2 to the power n. Okay, if not, you should make it by giving them buys. Always the player, you can write down, always the player should be in the form of 2 to the power n. 2 to the power n. Correct? 2 to the power n. Always. If not, suppose you're getting that, if not, there would be concept of buys. Then there would be concept of buys. Would be concept of buy. Always remember. What is buy? I'll not discuss right now, we'll discuss later on. So that would be a concept of buy. I hope you all are getting this. Correct, no? Everyone. 2 to the power. Second, this is the first point, okay? Always the player should be in the form of 2 to the power n. Always remember, the player should be form of 2 to the power n. If they are not in the form of 2 to the power n, then make it, then you can also go for a concept of buy. You are not getting any, I never seen any of the question who in your exam they have asked about the buy, but you should know each and every part. Okay. Second, I would say there is also a concept of seed, and there is a concept of upset. Always remember, there is a concept of seed and a concept of upset. Now these two terms, I have seen some of the questions being asked from here, that what is seed and what is upset. First, I'm explaining you the definition. I'll explain through the question also. Okay, fine. Now see, seed means number of players assigned with their ranks. They are seeded player. Means always remember, rank 1 will, if there is a rank 1 among the player, then this is rank 1 player is a higher seeded player. is a higher seeded player. Always remember what I am saying. Rank 1 player, let me just remove it. Rank 1 player is always called a higher seeded player. Rank 1 player is always called a higher seeded player. With respect to rank 1, rank 2 player is the lower seeded player. Now you can write it down. With respect to rank 1, rank 2 is lower seeded player. Rank 2 is lower seeded player. Lower seeded player. Always remember. Always remember. Okay. So can I say, now you can ask that what is the meaning of seed then? We are assigning the rank of the player according to their past records. So basically what we are doing it, we are assigning the rank of the player, according to their past records. According to their past records. If you're assigning the rank of the player according to the past records, then again you will say this is a rank 1, this is a rank 2, let's say rank 3, let's say rank 4. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a higher seeded player, this is higher seeded player, this is a lower seeded player, this is the lowest seeded player. With respect to rank 2, rank 1 is the higher seeded player. So assigning the rank, okay. And again saying the point, this is not random, you are assigning the rank. You're not waking up and saying that okay, rank 1 is, no, based on the records, based on the past records. Means you can also understand through the cricket, if I say Sachin Tendulkar is a rank number 1 player, if I say Sachin Tendulkar is rank 1, he is a rank 1 player, okay. Then I talk about Abhishek Sharma. If I talk about Abhishek Sharma, then I can say he is a rank 2 player. So why I am giving the ranks, on what basis? So I would say I have seen their records. Can I say I have seen their records, according to basis of that I am just comparing. So now I can say that Sachin Tendulkar is a higher seeded player. So I can say that Sachin is higher seeded player with respect to the Abhishek Sharma. With respect to Abhishek Sharma. Is it right? Yeah, this should be the point. You should understand. Okay. Now the lower seeded player is Abhishek Sharma with respect to the Sachin Tendulkar. So you can also say Abhishek Sharma is lower seeded player. See, vice versa, you can also write. Vice versa, you can also write that Abhishek Sharma, is the lower seeded player. You can also write Abhishek is lower seeded player with respect to the Sachin. Seeded player with respect to Sachin. So I hope you understood the meaning of now the meaning of seed basically. So this is again guys, this is called seed. In the games and tournament, this concept is called as seed. Always remember, in games and tournament we call it as a seed. Now the second point comes, what is then upset, sir? Can you explain me the meaning of upset, sir? See, upset means what? Basically, the term upset means what? The term upset means when a lower seeded player beats the higher seeded player. Vice versa, right? See, when lower seeded player, when lower seeded player beats the higher seeded player. Beats the higher seeded player. Always remember, higher seeded player. This will always happen when a lower seeded player. Suppose what I am saying now, if Harbhajan Singh scores more runs than Sachin, then this is called upset. You can imagine that what I am saying, when Sachin scores, let's say when Harbhajan Singh scores higher run than Sachin. This is called a upset. This scenario is called upset. Correct, na? When lower seeded player beats a higher seeded player, then it is called upset. Like when Harbhajan Singh score higher than the Sachin Tendulkar, then it's called upset. This is a example, guys. This is an example. I hope everyone is getting. This is an example. Those who are getting first time, I would keep in mind, you can say that you are getting or not, so that I can repeat this part. Everyone, so you can say that I can repeat this part. I am again and again saying, guys, if you want me to explain again, I can explain you again. So whenever I started GT, which is called, so short form of games and tournament is GT. One thing is known, which is called seed. I know, given you. Second is the upset, which you got it. Now the third is what? The player should be always in terms of 2 to the power n. Okay, 2 to the power. And whenever you play this games and tournament, the winner is decided. Always the winner is decided. Always the winner will decided. Now see. Now let me explain you the algorithm. Okay, this is basically games and tournament basics. Okay, now I'll take like bigger example just to make you explain. Suppose I say there are 64 players. Now first of all, guys, whenever you see this tournament, knockout tournament, always remember, if they're asking that player is what, if they're saying that player is basically 64. Now understand, 64 is again 2 to the power n. As I said, number of players should be in terms of 2 to the power n. Now, if you're playing GT, everyone, if you're playing GT, then there would be round. Let's say I talk about round number 1. Now, why I will talk about round number 1? There would be many rounds, no? There would be many rounds, round number 1. Now, anyone can say that 2 to the power what gives me 64? Can you say, guys? 2 to the power what gives me 64? Everyone. Because a lot of people are watching me. 2 to the power what gives me 64? Anyone in the class? Let me just see. If you guys are watching me, can you please confirm? 2 to the power what gives me 64? No one can answer this. Come on, guys, say fast. Anyone? 2 to the power what gives me 64? Come on, guys, say. Am I audible or not? Yeah, am I audible? Guys, 2 to the power what gives me 64? Can I say 2 to the power 8 is basically 64? Come on, say, is it right? How come? 2 to the power 4 into 2 to the power 4. 2 2 का square into 2 का square. This is 4 into 4. This is again 2 ka square into 2 ka square. This is 4 into 4. This is 16. This is again 16. Come on, say, is it right or not? Am I making sense, everyone? Stay fast. Can I write like this? Yes or no? Okay, nobody is replying, so let it be like that. Okay, let me make you understand now. Now there would be round, as I say, there would be round number 1. Now round number 1 will be like that. Key, see how this player will play now. So if you watch round number 1, then you will understand that 1 will play with 64 player, because there are, now see the point, player have been started from 1 to 64. So the match of 1 will be held with the 64. Why I was saying one will have a match with 64? Because we are knowing that all the player are seeded. Also write down, all player are seeded. All player are seeded basically. If I write down all the player are seeded, means all the player are arranged in a rank. Number 1 is the higher seeded player and number 2 is the lower seeded player with respect to the number 1. Now this will happen in what way? If 1 is playing with 64, now guys understand 2 will play with 63. What happened? 2 will play with 63. Then 3 will play with how much? 62. So on and so forth. Always remember, the sum of round gives you the sum of players. Can I say here 1 plus 64 is basically 65? So every time in round number 1 the sum of player would be 65 only. So suppose if I say this is 32 will play with what? To make 32 playing, to make 32 65, 32 will play with 633. Correct? No, yes or no? So round 1 will be ended when 32 will play with 33. Because the sum of round number 1 is always giving me 65. Because the sum of round 1 is giving me 65. Isn't it? Everyone got this? Every time the sum is giving me 65. Here also the sum is giving me 65. Here also the sum is giving me 65. Every time the sum is giving me 65. This is very important. Okay, fine. Fine. Now let's come to the round number 2. Now you will say, sir, because it is a knockout tournament, what will happen in the round number 2? Round number 2, the lower seeded player. Which are lower seeded player here? 64, 63, 62 and so on and so forth are a lower seeded player. They will be out of the tournament because higher seeded player will beat the lower seeded player. Now the match will be held between 1 versus 32. Correct? No? Like 2 versus 33. Isn't it? 33. So on and so forth. Not 33, it's 31. It's 31. And so on and so forth. Correct? Now the sum is here is how much? Understand, guys? 31 plus 33. So can I say the sum here is 33? So making sum 33 is would be what? Can I say the last match would be between 16 versus which one? 16 versus 17. The last match would be 16 versus 17. This is very important concept. Again, the higher seeded player will beat the lower seeded player. In round number 2, what will happen? Round number 3, what will happen? See everyone. In round number 3, what will happen? Because in this round, lower seeded player will be out of the tournament. So again, the match will be 1 versus 16. So on and so forth. This match will continue when 8 will play with what? Because sum is 17. 8 will play with 9. Again, round number 4 will come into the picture. Correct? Now the match would be 1 versus 8. Correct? No? And this will go on till what? Till 4 versus 5 would be the match. Then higher seeded player will beat the lower seeded player. Round number 5 will 1 versus 4 would be the match. 1 versus 4. Sum is 5. It will go 2 versus what? 2 versus 3. Okay, fine. Now we have round number 6. Round number 6, the match will be 1 versus 2. I hope everyone is getting. Is this clear point? This is very important, guys. If you all are getting, come on, say yes or no. Everyone. This is very important. Leave this part. Okay, you guys are getting. Now see, everyone, try to understand. Round number 1, the match is between 1 and 64. The last match is with 33. All player was out of the tournament. Why? Because they were the lower seeded player. And round number 2, 1 versus 32 till 16 versus 17. Isn't it? Come on, say. Till now it is clear or not? Till now it is clear or not? Say everyone. If you guys got this. Got this? And then round number 3, 1 versus round number 4, 1 versus 8, because 8 half, 4 versus 5 would be the match. Now 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. Now in this round number 6, 1 versus 2. Come on, say guys, you guys are getting this concept, yes or no? Because this is really important. This is really important, guys. That's why I'm saying you again and again. Say everyone. Is it right? You guys understood this? Everyone understood this? Again, I am saying, let me make you explain again. Round number 1, 64 player arranged in such a way. Now you can also write in, there is no upset. No upset is there. If I say no upset is there, then always remember higher seeded player beats the lower seeded player. Higher seeded player beats lower seeded player. Always. Always. This will happen always. When no upset would be there, then higher seeded player will beat the lower seeded player, right? Please confirm. Everyone. Okay. Now, as I asked you that what is 2 to the, can 64 be written in the power of 2 to the power n? Nobody replied, but now you can understand, can I say, round number 1 happens, round number 2 is happening, round number 3 is happening, round number 4 is happening, round number 5 is happening, and round number 6, the winner is decided. Winner will be what? Winner will be 1. This is here, can I say this is my final, this is my semi-final, this is my quarter-final. Can I say this is my quarter-final? This is my quarter-final. Now, please understand the concept. Round number 1, round number 2, round number 3, from round number 4, your quarter-final, semi-final, final comes. Okay. Now, why they are having only 6 round and 6 round the winner is decided? Why we are having 6 round and 6 round the winner is decided? Because can I say 2 to the power 6 is 64? Is it right? Yes or no? You should answer, guys, at least. Comment karo, comment. If you're getting my point, please answer. Hmm? You don't answer me exactly. So basically, see, the number of player taken in terms of 64 or 2 to the power something, the total round resembles that 2 to the power n. Correct? Now this is important concept, everyone. If I take, now suppose if I take, suppose I would say that, suppose if I take 32 players, okay? If I take 32 players, you will also say that, let me just, if I take 32 players, right? 32 is also 2 to the power n. 2 to the power n becomes 32. Is it right or not? Right? So basically this n decides the number of rounds. This n decides the number of rounds, everyone. This n decides the number of rounds. So can you now answer me that what is 2 to the power n becomes 32? You'll write 5. So basically for 32 players, there would be 5 rounds. Okay. For 32 players, there would be 5 rounds. As for 62 players, as for 64 players, you can say that for the 64 players, you are having how many rounds? 6 rounds. Now the purpose was this only. Now you will ask me a question, sir, what will be the question on this part? Like you guys can ask me a question that what kind of question they can ask from this part. I will be showing you the question also, that what kind of question has been asked. Again, I am explaining the theory part. In the round number 1, higher seeded player is playing with the lowest seeded player. You would ask me in round number 2 where 64, 63, 62 and so on and so forth they are removed, because as I have said, there is no upset required. So always higher seeded player will beat the lower seeded player. So that's why all the lower seeded player will be out of the tournament. Now the match will be between 1 versus 32. Now the round number 2, the first ranked player will play with 32, as so on and so forth. 16 will play with 17. See the logic, everyone. Every time you are getting a number, 32 is also 2 to the power something, 16 is also 2 to the power something. In round number 2, round number 3, 32, 31, 30, so on and so forth, all the player will be out of the tournament because they are lower seeded player. So round number 3, 1 will play with 16 and so on and so forth. 8 will play with 9. Again 16, 15, 14, like that, all the player will be out of the tournament because they are lower seeded player. Now the higher seeded player will reach out the quarterfinals. This is called QA, QF, which I named as a quarterfinal. Why would I name? Now 1 versus 8 would be the match. Again 8, 7, 6, like that, all the player will be out of the tournament and the match will be between 5 versus 4. Now again you will come semi-final. 4 teams are there in semi-finals. So 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. Correct. The match will happen. This all player will be out of the tournament and 1 and 2 will be giving the final, and in final the winner is decided. This is the algorithm of 64. Now you can also take, for the sake of understanding, you can also take, guys, let's say if you take a player 128, correct. Now what kind of question is being asked in this is very different variety of question is being asked. For example, I can show you the one example, okay. So this is an example, guys. Don't take it like a question, take it as an example. 64 players seeded from 1 to 64. As I said, always remember in knockout tournament, 64 player will play the tournament. Part in the World Table Tennis Tournament, the tournament was played in a knockout tournament format, where the first round, the top seeded number 1 was to face the last seeded player, which is 64. And the second seeded 2 was to face the second last seeded 63, and so on and so forth. Now, an upset is said to happen when a lower seeded player beats a higher seeded player, and the matches in each of the round were scheduled in such a way that in any round after the first, in the case of the no upset, the higher seeded player would play the lower seeded player left, and the second round the higher seeded player plays the second lower seeded player, and so on and so forth. Correct? Now this is the question, guys, which in which everything is written, or you can say the conceptual part of the question. Now the question comes that what kind of question will be asked? Okay. Now see, I request all of you, if you liking the content, please share to your friends and do keep it yourself also, because these are the very, see, in this lot of mathematics is also required. I haven't means when I'll show you the question, you will think that okay, in this quant is also required, and then the logical understanding is also required. As I said you many a times, nowadays you cannot clear your mains exam. See, in today's class I'm not discussing about the pre. In today's class, means from today you can say that if you want to clear mains, you should be that much of sound that you should understand the logical understanding also, means the logical part of the problem as well, plus the quantitative aptitude part of the maths. Now, if any says that I have prepared, like my preparation is at the top notch, then you can clear all the exams which is below that. Point is that you are preparing from this level. So my only point to all of you that is that prepare from the best part where you can use your brain the 100%. So that is this question is. Now what kind of question has been asked? Okay, let me show you the question. See, first question what they can ask. Okay, come here. Let me just give you. Now see, first question which I have seen that they are asking that in round number 4, let's say they are asking round number 4, 3 will play which player? First question is that with respect to the 64, in round 4, player 3 will play with which player? Player 3 will play with which player? Will play with which player? With which player? This was the question. This is very important, no? You guys have understood. This is the question basically in round 3. Can you answer, guys? I've just explained you everything. Can you answer me? In round number 4, player 3 will play with which player? Come on, answer me, everyone. With respect to the 64 players, I'll show you the algorithm that how you can answer this question. A very important part. I'll show you the algorithm that how you can answer this question. Come on, everyone. Can you answer? Anybody? No one? At least talk to me now. Don't answer, but at least talk to me. You don't even though talk to me, yaar. Isn't I am looking like a ghost? Why don't you guys talk to me? Everyone? Now, 9-10 students watches me. So why don't you talk to me? Like, isn't I'm looking like a ghost? At least say na yes or no. I feel like I'm talking to a like invisible person, like make in India. No, sorry, Mr. India. Sorry. So let me come. Okay, let's come to this part. Now see. Or see, then I'll show you my humor. My humor is like top notch, everyone. You know, I'll crack a joke now. You'll laugh. See, basically, in the round number 1, the sum of the player is coming 65. You're not getting Nilay? Thank you, Nilay. Nilay, you are getting or not? Thank you for replying. Thanks for that. Okay, that's fine. So when I talk about round number 2, what is the sum of player? 33. When I talk about round number 3, what is the sum of players? 17. When I talk about round number 4, what is the sum of player? 9. So 3 will play with whom to make it sum 9? Say no. So 3 will play with whom? As 1 is playing with 8. See guys, how this 4 came? Isn't 3 will play? 3 will play. See, 1 versus 8. See the point. 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6. Isn't it? So 3 is playing with whom? That's why now 4 is coming with 5. 3 is playing with 6. The answer would be 6. Understood? I hope you guys have now understood. Now suppose if I would ask you, in round number 1, 29 will play with which player? Round number 1, 29 will play with which player? Can you answer me this? Come on here. In round number 1, 29 will play with which player? You got it now? Now you can go and check it out. This question was asked in SBI. Same question was asked in SBI. Same question was asked in SBI and it was not discussed anywhere. Okay, the means I would not say the exact language. Language was totally different, but the context was this only. See, I've explained you this games and tournament from the basics. Okay, at least I would say from today only I'm starting for my mains level batch. There I would be discussing all the such kind of problems, or you can subscribe to this channel because for the 1 week I'm going to discuss these things from the past 1 week. What I'm going to discuss this kind of DI in which like allegations is required, profit and loss is required, everything out of that. So that see my purpose of this is to make you like before exam you guys should at least practice, I would say 300 DIs. 300 DI. Not only DI I would say. DI plus LR means like logical part of DI. Focus is to clear your SBI PO, SBI clerk, IBPS PO and IBPS clerk, and all the exams. Focus is this only. So now, as I say, always I give you the PDF of the class. So today also I'll give you the PDF of the class. Okay. If there would be 128 players, how many rounds would be there? 128 players. Say the round. Come on. Say fast, everyone. 128 player, how many? If there would be 128 player and there would be knockout tournament, how many rounds? There would be 128 player and there would be knockout tournaments, then how many rounds? Say 7 round. 7 round. Now I hope you guys have got the concept. Okay. Guys, I would request all of you to please comment and appreciate it, because I am guiding you all the nicest concept of which is related to your exam, mains level basically. So those who are there day by day, from every day I will be taking the class. Subscribe to this channel. Please comment also, because it's take a lot of hard work to explain you all the things. Okay, 2 questions were asked, both I have made you explain. But if you don't know these things now, you will not understand anything. What you will do, you will try rectification, which I don't want. Till then, thank you everyone for coming and joining me. I hope you really enjoyed the class. Stay tuned. Every day at 11:30 I used to 11:20 30 around I used to take the class. So every day I will be taking the class. Till then, bye bye. Shining off. Keep shining and keep learning, and please comment. Do subscribe to this channel. Bye bye guys. Bye. Take care.